Why do some people completely transform their lives, while others stay in the same place for years? They read the same books. They listen to the same podcasts. They follow the same successful people online. They know what to do. But knowing is never the problem. Execution is. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not filled with information. It is filled with discipline. Not excitement. Not inspiration. Not talent. Discipline. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not failing because they lack ability. They are failing because they lack consistency. They start strong. They begin with energy. They make detailed plans. But they don't continue. The power of discipline teaches a powerful principle. Success does not belong to the most motivated. It belongs to the most consistent. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation depends on how you feel. Discipline depends on what you decide. And feelings are unstable. You can feel confident in the morning and doubtful at night. You can feel inspired today and lazy tomorrow. If your actions depend on your emotions, your progress will always be unstable. Discipline removes emotion from the decision. It replaces, do I feel like it? With this is what I do. Think about high performers, athletes, entrepreneurs, writers, leaders. Do you think they wake up every day excited to work? No. They wake up and execute. Not because they feel extraordinary, but because they built a standard. And standards eliminate negotiation. Most people negotiate with themselves all day. I'll start tomorrow. I deserve a break. I'll do it later. Just 5 more minutes. Discipline ends negotiation. It creates clarity. This is what I do, regardless of mood. Your brain, however, is not designed for greatness. It is designed for survival. It wants efficiency. It wants safety. It wants comfort. Your brain does not care about your long-term dreams. It cares about immediate comfort. That is why distraction is so powerful. Scrolling gives instant stimulation. Junk food gives instant pleasure. Avoidance gives instant relief. And discipline feels uncomfortable because it delays gratification. But here is the secret. Everything meaningful in life requires delayed gratification. Health, wealth, skill, mastery, confidence. None of these are built instantly. They are built through repetition. And repetition is powered by discipline. Discipline is not about intensity. It is about repetition. You do not need extreme effort. You need repeated effort. Imagine 2 people. One works extremely hard for 1 week and then quits. The other works moderately every day for a year. Who wins? The second person. Always. Because discipline compounds. Every small action stacks. Every small effort builds. The problem is that discipline is invisible in the beginning. You don't see immediate results. You go to the gym for 2 weeks, nothing dramatic happens. You save money for a month, nothing life-changing happens. You read 10 pages a day, no instant transformation. And because results are delayed, most people stop. But disciplined people understand something powerful. Results are a lagging indicator. Your habits today show up as outcomes later. Not immediately. Later. Discipline requires faith in delayed results. You must act without immediate proof. That is maturity. That is strength. Another powerful idea is this. Self-control is trainable. You are not bad at discipline. You are just untrained. No one is born disciplined. Children are impulsive. They want everything now. Discipline is learned, and learning requires practice. At first, it feels difficult. When you start waking up earlier, your body resists. When you start focusing deeply, your mind wanders. When you start eating healthier, cravings appear. This is not failure. This is adaptation. Your brain is adjusting to a new standard. If you push gently but consistently, your brain rewires. Neural pathways change. What once felt hard becomes normal. What once required effort becomes automatic. That is how identity evolves. You don't wake up one day disciplined. You become disciplined through repeated discipline actions. Every time you choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you shift your identity slightly. At first you say, I'm trying to improve. Later you say, I am improving. Eventually you say, I am disciplined. And that final statement changes behavior permanently. Identity is powerful. When discipline becomes who you are, not what you do, it stops feeling forced. It becomes natural. Another lesson from this philosophy is environmental control. Willpower is limited. Environment is powerful. If you rely only on mental strength, you will burn out. Instead, design your surroundings to support discipline. If you want to focus, remove distractions before you start. If you want to exercise, prepare your clothes the night before. If you want to read, place the book on your desk. Reduce friction for good habits. Increase friction for bad habits. This simple shift multiplies discipline without increasing effort. Because you are not fighting yourself all day. You are guiding yourself. There is also a psychological reward to discipline that most people underestimate. Self-trust. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your confidence weakens. You start doubting your ability. You say you will wake up early, you don't. You say you will work out, you skip. You say you will focus, you procrastinate. Each broken promise lowers internal trust. But every kept promise strengthens it. Even small ones. Especially small ones. If you say, I will read 5 pages, and you do it, you build credibility with yourself. That credibility builds confidence. And confidence fuels momentum. Momentum fuels consistency. Consistency fuels results. Results reinforce identity. This is the discipline loop. But there is another side. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect. It is deciding that your future matters more than your present mood. It is understanding that short-term discomfort creates long-term freedom. Most people chase comfort. Disciplined people chase growth. Comfort keeps you stable. Growth moves you forward. And growth is uncomfortable by definition. If you want extraordinary results, you must accept ordinary discipline. Not dramatic action. Not extreme sacrifice. Just daily structure. One task completed fully. One promise kept. One distraction resisted. One improvement repeated. You do not need to change your entire life today. That idea overwhelms most people. Instead, focus on today. Win today. One disciplined decision today. That is enough. Tomorrow, repeat. Over time, those decisions reshape your trajectory. 5 years from now, you will not be defined by one big moment. You will be defined by thousands of small disciplined actions. That is how transformation happens. Quietly, gradually, inevitably. Motivation might light the match, but discipline keeps the fire burning. And in the end, it is not the most talented person who wins. It is the most consistent. Not the loudest, not the fastest, but the most disciplined. If you want control over your life, build discipline. If you want freedom, build discipline. If you want confidence, build discipline. Not tomorrow. Today. One decision at a time. One action at a time. One disciplined step forward. And repeat.